And let's get more perspectives from Dr. Makram Rabah. He's an assistant professor at the American University of Beirut. Dr. Rabah, welcome to our program.
Good evening.
First, I'd like to ask you about the death of Hamas leader al-Sinwar. Some hoped this would signal de-escalation, but Israeli attacks on Gaza have intensified in the days since. Do you think his death impacts the dynamics of this conflict?
Actually, I personally believe that the killing of Yahya Sinwar and what transpired after will only make things worse. Simply, many of the Western leaders believe that the problem was with Sinwar. However, Sinwar represents a kind of a faction or a wing within Hamas, which isn't really interested in a political compromise. Many of their statements and many of their outlook on life in general is that of a Masonic struggle for liberation. And this is why the killing of Hamas will only bring in more radical elements. And the only problem here is not the idea that Sinwar was standing in the way of peace, but rather also the Netanyahu government has not yet provided any political exit from the ongoing conflict.
And Hezbollah announced a new phase in its battle with Israel, while the Israelis vowed revenge for the drone attack on Prime Minister Netanyahu's residence. How do you interpret these announcements?
Well, simply, it's no longer Hezbollah who are calling the shots or actually leading the operation. We are well aware of the fact that Revolutionary Guard Corps are actually on the ground and they have taken command of Hezbollah, especially the senior positions after the assassination of the senior leadership, including Hassan Nasrallah. And what they have been trying to do is actually a kind of negotiation by fire. The Iranians are trying to tell the Israelis that ultimately, if you avoid the upcoming strike against Iran, we are willing to compromise in Lebanon. However, the Israelis don't really care. And Netanyahu yesterday was given a gift, so to speak. The attack on his residence in the north of Israel will only give him more international support and more local support from the government he presides over. And this is why all sides in the conflict are responsible for the ongoing escalation and the ongoing killing of innocent civilians.
Dr. Rabah, we appreciate your analysis and your time. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.